So what's going on, guys? It's Monday. It's President's Day. It's February 19th. Um, Monday Night Raw tonight, and we have Elimination Chamber coming this Sunday. I don't know. Um, I'm really not sure of my thoughts on the Chamber match and who I think could win to face Brock Lesnar. Because at this point, I think that what the WWE does, it doesn't really matter. It could be anybody. It'll be somebody that you would say years ago that would could never win because there's no way he's going to face Lesnar. It would not be a good main event. And I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about WrestleMania 34 for a minute. And let's talk about Ronda Rousey. There's been reports that Triple H and Stephanie, because of what happened a couple of years ago with The Rock and Ronda, they could end up having a match with Ronda Rousey and The Rock if the WWE can cut a deal with The Rock, and of course with his very busy schedule. But the backup plan is if The Rock can't make it, they got three other choices. They have general manager of Raw, Kurt Angle, as a possibility. They also have Seth Rollins as a possibility, which really makes sense in my eyes because Seth and Triple H with their feud from the past. And they also have SmackDown Live Shane McMahon, which I think would be really, really cool to have Shane on the opposite side of Triple H and Stephanie. But does it really make sense? I don't know. I think The Rock would make the most sense, and then Seth Rollins. Kurt Angle, to me, unless they brought up the storyline of Kurt with his infatuation over Stephanie McMahon, which to me that then would be viable for the storyline. But other than that, I don't see no reason why Kurt Angle would be involved, other than to get him on the WrestleMania card. But anyway, my thoughts on Ronda Rousey is much like Brock Lesnar. Lesnar this past year was around a lot more in the early going. He has such a big contract; he gets pretty much choose his dates to appear, and I think they're pretty much going to do this with Ronda Rousey. I don't think it's going to be a full-time stint for her. It could be, but I don't. It's not showing that at this point. Um, would she be good for the WWE? Yeah, she'd be a draw. She'd make people want to view, especially a lot of Rousey UFC fans switching over to watch wrestling, and maybe after watching her in wrestling, maybe say, hey, this is pretty cool. I want to see some more of it. Uh, but we'll have to wait and see. And then just reported after May, after Backlash, the WWE has decided to put the brands back together as far as pay-per-views. And it's like, that's, to me, they should never split them on pay-per-views to begin with. There's just not enough talent on one paper or one brand really to make a great pay-per-view. I think pay-per-views are very lacking. They're very redundant. Um, but you know, in regards to whether one title on one brand would face the title holder of another brand, I don't know. Um, we'll see what the WWE decides to do. But in any event, uh, I was really totally against the brand split to begin with, just for the simple fact is, you know, SmackDown always takes a backseat to Raw, and I guess it should, because Raw is the flagship show of the WWE. But all the great superstars seem to always be on Monday Night Raw, whereas we saw the same thing in the years past, but we did see guys and there was a lot of superstars, so it really didn't hurt it so much. I mean, when you have guys like Angle, Undertaker, John Cena, Triple H, Dave Batista, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, um, Jeff Hardy, the list goes down the line. But you start reeling off names now, and you stop at like five or six. I mean, to be quite honest with you, you really do. And they have some name value there, but they never utilize those name values. Um, I, one of them they have is AJ Styles, which it's no pun intended, it's phenomenal. for him because he's been a star everywhere he's been. And I think right now in his career, this is probably his biggest moments as a superstar. I look back at him, watching him in the early TNA days with the X Division, and then his run for the TNA World titles. He was pretty big back then. I think his X Division days in TNA, he was a lot bigger than he was in his TNA World title days. Because things changed and so many other stars came in from the WWE. You know, you had the Jeff Hardys, you had Christian, you had Kurt Angle. I mean, all these guys came in, and AJ started taking a little bit of a back seat. Even RVD, when RVD beat him in February of 2010, which like totally blew my mind the way they did it. But I'm not going to get into that right now. But Samoa Joe is another one. He's gone to the WWE, and really, what has he accomplished there? To be honest with you, he had the NXT title, okay, but what has he really done since? All he's done has been getting hurt. Um, it just goes to show you. They had a big thing to do with Finn Balor. He was the first Universal Champion. He gets injured. He has to lose a title to Seth Rollins, and where has he been really since? He's popular, yeah, but is he worthy? Is he the guy to beat Brock Lesnar at Mania? Does it make sense? Does Braun Strowman make sense? Yeah, but is it going to happen? I doubt it. Elias Sampson, does that make sense? No. The list goes on. Do you think the Miz is going to beat Lesnar? I think that would be a great idea for the WWE. But the problem is you got to pit somebody against Brock Lesnar and make it a worthy main event. How many people are going to say, "Oh, I really want to see the Miz and Brock Lesnar"? I for one wouldn't mind seeing it because I think the Miz, he doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. I think he's got a lot of talent. I think he's great on the mic. He always has been, and he was a world champion at one time before. Why not shock the WWE world, the WWE universe, and give that title to the Miz? I think that would be pretty damn cool. But will it happen? I probably doubt it. I really don't know who's going to end up facing Brock Lesnar. Could it be Seth Rollins? I mean, I don't know. I'm not even sure if Roman Reigns is in the chamber, and if he's not in the chamber with all the guys that are in the chamber, who's Roman Reigns going to wrestle? This is the problem with the brand split pay-per-views. When you can't intermix the brands on a pay-per-view at this point right now, the matches are very limited. Um, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens and what doesn't happen, and that'll tell the tell-all story here in the WWE. But anyway, this is the Iceman on February 19th. Um, a lot of my YouTube buddies I don't see very often anymore on YouTube. I'm not on YouTube very often. I'm just so damn busy now. And when I have a chance to have free time, I do go on, but it's like nobody else is around. And it's sort of like, the family has sort of disappeared, you know. But my old saying goes, it is what it is. Times are changing, just like they are in wrestling. And, one of these days, you know, who knows? We may even not even be speaking about wrestling. I don't know. So have yourself a great President's Day. Peace out, everybody. Be safe, be healthy, and we'll see you next time. This is the Iceman.